Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa. In this video, I want to give you my top 20 Middle Eastern vanilla fragrances. I didn't want to rank these, 20 fragrances because each of them can actually replace any of them on any, scale, any number. So it's quite difficult. But I eventually ended up, thinking deciding to rank the top 10, and I would just give you the 10 before the top 10. But trust me, they can all sort of replace, most of them can replace the other in terms of how I would rank them or how I would rate them. But I'm doing a ranking video here, and they are all good. All these are good. You can blind buy a lot of these fragrances if you sort of love how I go with my fragrances. And the 20th, I wouldn't say 20th position, but the one I want to start with is going to be from Arabiyat Choco Max. I don't have my bottle here, but it's a fragrance I have, and it's lovely. It is simple. It is not the most, unique fragrance. It's going to give you your cocoa powder sort of feel. I get more of a cocoa powder feel, but not like chocolate. There's a difference between chocolate feel and then cocoa powder, which is like a bit powdery, puff, sort of feel than a thick chocolate, nuance. So I get that with a very heavy presence of vanilla, which is like beautiful, mass appealing, airy, girly, easy reach, so Choco Max had to be at the 20th spot. At 90, I'm going to go with Autobiography Citron Vanille by the House of Paris Corner, and this is going to be your fruity vanilla. It is a fruity vanilla with the notes of lemon, bergamot, bergamot. I don't want to go with the notes, but it's just citrus and then vanilla. And this is what we normally term as a summer vanilla. It is not super heavy. It is not as thick and rich and resonant as other, vanillas I'll be showcasing on this, list. But this is a very beautiful, not your simple, but it's not simple, and it's also not the most unique or the most complicated one, but it's a very beautiful, light, airy citruses and vanilla that is like great for the summer. You can even use it for the fall season, and it's going to make a lot of sense. It is a very good one, very well blended, unisex to me. It doesn't come across as your girliest of girly vanilla scent that a lot of men will not want to have on them. This is like a very perfect unisex vanilla gourmand citrus, that lemon and a bit of an orange, sort of zest to me. So this is Citron Vanille at number 19. At 18, I'm going to go with an oldie here. It's not been everybody's favorite, but I think it is phenomenal if you love, roses and musk and fruits and then vanilla. And this is Ajwad from Lattafa, the OG Ajwad, the metallic nuance that a lot of people do not like, but this is beautiful. It is different. It is not going to give you your straight up vanilla. It is boxed with the the rose and other fruits, and then the vanilla comes in. It's a musky vanilla. This is like a musky sweet vanilla, floral vanilla with the rose. So at number 18 is going to be Ajwad from the House of Lattafa. At 17 is going to be okay, I'm just going to put these two together. I don't have my bottle of Eclair here, but Eclair and then Caramel Cascade, I'm going to put it at number 17. I hope I'm not mixing up the number. Caramel Cascade and Eclair, both very beautiful, airy, powdery, musky vanilla scents. These are airy, powdery vanilla scent. So you're going to get your caramel, your musk, your florals. It has some florals, but quite delicate. And then the vanilla is quite, airy and powdery and musky. So that is going to be at number 16, I guess. Number 16, I get Caramel Cascade, and I'll add Eclair to it. Just that I don't have my bottle of Eclair here. At number 15, I'm going to, I hope it's 15. Whatever it is, I'll put the numbers, on the screen. At number 15, I'm going to go with, I don't want to put this thing here, but I'll just go with that, I'm going to go with Athena from the House of Alhambra. You might go like, oh, why is this so far, on the line or on the list? This is good, but it's not your quintessential heavy vanilla. I get more florals, in comparison to what is being compared to. I don't get as much vanilla as I get from others, or the OG. But that is not to say this is not a good vanilla scent. It is a very beautiful one. As I said, you can exchange some of these numbers, and it's just going to make a lot of sense. So at number 15, I think I'm going to go with Athena by the House of Maison Alhambra. At number 14, I'm just going to go with Souvenir Blooming Bliss by Afnan, because it doesn't give me, this is a woody vanilla, it is a woody vanilla, but it's not the straight up vanilla that's, a realistic vanilla scent. It is not a straight up realistic vanilla scent. That is why it is also here. It is more of a woody, vanilla to me, with a Palo Santo, and then coconut, which feels a bit caramelized, and then the vanilla itself, which feels very heavy. It's a very heavy, dense, sort of, mysterious type of vanilla. It is not your girly, everyday, fluffy, vanilla, very different from a lot of vanilla scents, but it's a more woody vanilla. So that is why it's at my number 14. At 13, I'm going to go with this. I'm just going to go with Arabiyat Zuhair Lac. This is not going to be your typical girly, vanilla. It is a boozy vanilla with a spiced apple, nuance, giving it a Middle Eastern Oriental touch, very different, very beautiful. The vanilla here feels very spiced alongside the boozy rum, and then the apple, it's quite spicy and thick and resonant. It's not like your creamy, milky vanilla. No, it is not your typical gourmand edible vanilla. It is more of a boozy vanilla, with the rum and then the spiced apple. So that is going to be Zuhair Lac at number 13, I believe. At number 12, I'm going to go with, it's getting hard, now. At number 12, I'm going to go with Amir Al Oud Intense. I don't know why it is far off the list, but it's at number 12, and this is good, delicious, sugary, licorice, smoky, woody vanilla. This is a woody vanilla, very beautiful, chestnut, a woody nutty vanilla. But the vanilla here is sweet, but it has this sort of addition of this, sugar, like a realistic sugar feel to it, with a bit of a smoky touch to it. Very beautiful, very beautiful, very beautiful. So I would say this at my number 12, although I would have loved for it to go, a little upward, but the ones here, they're also good, so that is going to be at my number 12, Amir Al Oud Intense by the House of Lattafa. At number 11 is not going to be your quintessential vanillic, fragrance, but this is more of a marshmallow, creamy, cacao, vanillic, fragrance, and that is going to be Kissa Delicious by the House of Lattafa. Paris Corner. It is not your straight up vanilla. It is more gourmand, that is why I didn't place it, far in the list, but if I'm doing something like gourmand, I think it's going to go like more, like maybe top 5, top 6 or something. But when it comes to vanilla, it's not your straight up realistic vanilla. It is more of a fluffy whipped cream marshmallow, and then the vanilla, is at the background supporting those gourmand notes, to shine. So that is going to be at my number 10. Very beautiful, simple, come hither, mass appealing, fragrance. And this is Kissa Delicious by the House of Paris Corner. So let's go to the number 10. And I think I'm ranking these ones now. I'm ranking these fragrances now. At number 10 is going to be, at number 10, I wanted this one to be number 9, but I think I'm going to make it number 10. This is going to be Say from Lattafa. This is a woody spiced vanilla, a woody spiced, vanilla with a bit of a smoky touch, a bit of a lactonic touch, a bit of a sweet like accord at a dry down, complex, delicious, not sugary sweet, but it's a sweetness that can be appreciated by both sexes. Not your quintessential, sweet vanilla. I even refer to this as a gourmand for men, in my first review I did, because it gives me that sort of, feel, although very unisex in my opinion. This is beautiful. This is intense, dense, complex, a little difficult to describe. It changes. It doesn't stay linear. It changes throughout its wear. It starts off, quite very heavy vanillic, then it moves into something woody, it moves into something lactonic, and the deepest dry down you're going to get something like a suede, accord. It's beautiful, and that is going to be at my 10th position, served by the house of Lattafa. At number 9, I'm going to go with what I think is, a gourmand. I would consider this a gourmand scent for men, although very unisex in my opinion. And this is called Atik by the house of Junaid, Junaid Perfumery. I would love to own a lot of fragrances from the house, very beautiful, the craftsmanship, the quality of the juice, brilliant. How they incorporated these notes, giving you that vanilla ice cream vibes, a bit minty cedar, what separates this one from being overly gourmand or overly vanillic is the fact that it has cedar, which makes it quite woody at the base. Also, like very delicious and gourmand and spicy. I call it like the club sort of party boy sort of feel, that is what it gives me, but also very unisex. It is beautiful. It is comparable to something like Casablanca, by Swiss Arabia, but this is like the more refined masculine version of Casablanca, in my opinion, with that ice cream, vanilla ice cream note. And yeah, at number 9, I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with this. Like very unisex, beautiful, woody, woody vanilla. So yeah, please check it out. Atik by the house of Junaid. If you like the likes of the Egba, the Casablancas, but you want it like more ice creamish and then more masculine, Junaid from Atik from the house of Junaid. At number 8, I'm going to go with what I think is sort of, a lot of people's, favorites, current favorites, although I think people are going to be mad at me that I put the other counterpart at, in the 15, whatever. But this is going to be from the house of Lattafa Anham. And this is a beautiful, more vanillic, than Athena to my nose, It is like a great sort of, slightly delicate floral, slightly nutty, vanilla scent with the lavender and jasmine. This is beautiful. This is womanly. This is, those sensual, sexy vanilla fragrance, like it's heavy, it is thick, it is rich, it is resonant. This is beautiful, like I don't have to say much about this. I'll just be praising and going over it, but I think Anham from the house of Lattafa is a very beautiful, feminine, I would say it's even, unisex because of the lavender in the jasmine. It's quite a unisex one, although this one links a lot more feminine to me than Athena from the house of Mizan Alhambra. So at number 8, I'm giving it to Aham from the house of Lattafa. At number 8 is going to be a fragrance from the house of Lattafa, and this is Ish Al Shuyuk Gold, with the heavy presence of a very dark, mysterious vanilla and that suede like accord. It actually has the note of suede or leather, I believe, with other ambery, resonance, thick, rich vanilla. The vanilla here feels very mysterious and dark. It doesn't come across as your fresh, airy, girly one. This is a very beautiful, complicated ambery vanilla with some florals. Beautiful. Not for everybody. Not everybody's going to appreciate this, but even on the flip side, I think if I had a full bottle of Nile Queen from the house of Arabiyat, it would have replaced this, although they are not like entirely the same thing. Nile Queen on its own is a very beautiful, incensed, citrus sort of, dark vanilla, which I also appreciate so much, so both could be on this list, but in this scenario, because I have this, I think I have a decant of Nile Queen, I have a decant of that, but this is beautiful. This is like one of the darkest, mysterious, most intense, confident, grown woman, sexy vanilla fragrances I have come across. So from the house of Lattafa, Ish Al Shuyuk Gold. On the 7th position, I'm going to go with Metallic from the house of Paris Corner, Metallico, not metallic, Metallico, inspired by Tom Ford's Metallic. With that, this is like a floral aldehyde vanilla with those mineral touches. It is more of that old school aldehyde, florals, and then those metallic, a realistic metallic, nuanced, but the vanilla here feels like an ice cream, a very cold vanilla ice cream. That is how it comes across to me. Even the fragrance by itself smells cold. There's something that smells cold about this, even from the nozzle. It gives you this sort of, cold sort of feel, a cold metallic, ice cream vibe, like very complex, very beautiful. Also not for everybody. It is quite complicated. Not everybody is going to get it, but those who get it do get it. And it's a very beautiful interpretation of a cold metallic ice cream vanilla, in my opinion. So at number 6, I think that's number 6, it's going to be Metallico from the house of Paris Corner. And number 5, I'm going to go with the powdery vanilla, and that is going to be Junoon Noir from Arabian. Different, bridal, womanly, ladylike, sultry. It doesn't give me sexy vibes per se. It gives me a very polished, rich woman vibes, like a rich man's wife. How I perceive a rich man's wife to smell. Not doing too much. There's something about powdery fragrances that gives me, womanly sophistication, and that is what this one gives me, with the addition of the kumquat and other delicious like fruits. This is beautiful, but at the end of the day, it is a powdery, musky vanilla scent with that beautiful exotic kumquat, and that is going to be at my number 6. And number 5, I'm going to go with the house of Rasasi, and this is going to be Ebha, which to me is like a better alternative to Casablanca by Swiss Arabia. Although they smell alike, I think this one is like the more dense, the more resonance, the more intense, richer, straight up vanilla with that, less caramel. It is less of the caramel as compared to Casablanca, which is like more caramel and then apple, nuance. Which one? This one is more of a vanilla shot, a realistic vanilla scent. Very beautiful. At number 4 is a fragrance that is a new addition to my collection, and I think in my review of this, I know I even said I was going to exaggerate, and I exaggerated for a good cause. In my opinion, I think it was for a good cause, and this is Spanish Vanilla by the house of Arabiyat. For the price you're paying for this, you can't complain. You do not even have to complain, because this one is so good. Resonance, thick, realistic, straight up, cookie, vanilla ice cream with the raspberry, giving it, like a fruity sort of base, and some delicate florals, magnolia, freesia. This is beautiful. This is like sultry, womanly, girly, very versatile. You can wear it on its own. You can layer it with other fragrances. This is so beautiful. It is quite simple, nothing too complicated, yet also very different and very beautiful. So at number 4 is going to be Spanish Vanilla from the house of Arabiyat. This is so good. This is so good, so good. At number 3 is a fragrance. I think the top 3, I'm struggling. Okay, let me just show you the top 3 here, and then we can decide which one is going to be number 1. These are going to be the top 3. Empire Victor, December, and then Liquid Brand. These are my top 3. So third position, I think I'm just going to give it to Liquid Brand. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Liquid Brand, because I wouldn't say because it's newer, and it's good. This one is good, like a spicy, floral, vanilla with a cinnamon, bourbon vanilla, quite boozy, it is delicious. It is beautiful. I don't know why this is my number 3, but I think these two, yeah, I love them all, but I think this deserves to be on the top 3. So Liquid Brand from the house of F.A. Paris is at my number 3. And I think, which one? At number 2, you know what? Both of these fragrances this can be number 1, this can be number 1 too, but I think at number 2, I'm going to give it to December Vanilla, you know. Although I'm sad about that, I'm going to give number 2 to December and then give number 1 to Victor, the old formulation. This is like your boozy creme brulee, you know, vanilla scent, very thick, you know, rich, you know, a bit of, you know, a barnyardy touch to it, patchouli, heavy, dirty vanilla. These are both dirty vanillas, you know. The vanilla in this one is also a dirty vanilla because of that, you know, barnyardy oud it has in the old formulation that I love, you know. They're both like very creamy, very thick, very rich, very resonant, very heavy, dirty vanilla scent, you know. So I think number 2, I'm going to give it to December and give the number 1 spot to Empire Victor, you know. Although when you layer these two together, the bomb.com, as they used to say in those times, you know. But this is good. These two are very sultry, grown woman, sexy vibes, and they are definitely not for everybody. You know, the newer formulation is more of a lot of people's, you know, cup of tea, but this is like probably one of the few people who think this is like their cup of tea. This is like my full cup of tea. This and this, my full cup of tea. I'll drink anytime, no matter how hot the weather is. I'm drinking this tea, and that is going to be it for today's video. And I hope this video found you well. Please not you know, forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.